New York Comedy Club Stamford, how are we doing tonight? Some of you didn't clap there. Come on, we can do better than that. New York Comedy Club Stamford, how are we doing tonight? All right, there we go. My name's Avery Quinn. I'll be your host this evening, and I am going to get this out of the way right away. I am aware that Avery Quinn sounds like a hot girl name. Like some of you fellas out there, if you were just like, you know, going through Tinder or on a Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition, and you just saw the name Avery Quinn, you'd be like, well, I want to see what she looks like. And how disappointing would that be? You just turn the page and it's just me like, Everyone pay attention, everyone gets a look. Avery is an awkward name. Like when I was in 5th grade, I was bullied because everyone in my class said that Avery was a girl's name. And that upset me, you know? That night, I went home, I went to my mom, and I was like, Mom, everybody's saying that Avery is a girl's name. And my mom goes, well, that's not true. If anything, Avery's a bisexual name. Go in tomorrow and tell them that. Turns out my mom was the biggest bully, you know? As you guys discovered with the belly thing, I'm fat. But, you know, it's actually pretty interesting. I lost about 60 pounds. That's totally true. Yeah, sure, why not? Thanks. And the thing I learned from losing that weight at my heaviest, I learned your body's like a car. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't run it, you don't take care of it, and you don't put the right fuel in it, what happens to the car? That's right, it doesn't have sex for 3 years. That's true, yeah. I am a bigger guy, and the thing is, I do feel like I should be more handsome. Does anyone else ever feel like that, you know? Like God gave them all the parts to be attractive, but the proportions are off. Like I'm 6'3", that's an attractive height, but it's not attractive when 1.5 feet of it is head, you know what I mean? That's... Being a bigger guy, I played football in high school, and then I did musical theater later in life. And I should have known I'd like musical theater just a little bit more, because whenever I go to block someone and I played football in high school, I just gave them jazz hands. I went out there, I was like, huh! My dad was like, he's a killer. My mom's like, he's fabulous. Anyway, yeah. The other sport I did in high school was I was a very talented wrestler. I was a very good wrestler. But the thing is about wrestling, it's a little bit of an awkward sport, you know what I mean? That you have to wear the tight singlets. They make you kind of roll around with a bunch of guys. And all the time, I was made fun of it. All throughout my life, I was made fun of wrestling. They called me gay. They said I did it for the wrong reasons and stuff. And, yeah, and that upset me. And I remember one time it got so bad. I got so mad, I went home to my mom. I'm like, Mom, they're calling me gay because I wrestle. And my mom's like, have you tried telling them that Avery's a bisexual name? That was their answer for everything, yeah. Are we a Connecticut crowd, New York crowd? What are we? This is typically a big mixing pot. Are we Connecticut? Jersey? That was not an option. You have to leave now. So mostly Connecticut? Yeah, okay. All right, very cool. I myself moved from Connecticut. I moved to Connecticut from PA about 5 years ago, and I travel a lot for comedy. And recently I was in the Pittsburgh airport, and these two guys were talking, and the one guy was like, oh, so where are you from? The guy goes, oh, I'm from Hartford. And the guy goes, I'm from West Hartford. Small world. No, it wasn't. The plane was going to Hartford. Everybody there had the same goal, you know? And I know maybe a couple of you from thinking, maybe the Jersey people are going, well, Avery, one of those people could have been vacationing in Hartford. There you go. You guys get it? No one vacations in Hartford. There's no couple in Michigan being like, you know what, honey? I think I know where I want to go this year. Let's go to a minor league hockey game and get robbed. I like Connecticut a lot, though. I really do. I like Connecticut a lot. Like, Connecticut, you guys have some of the best small towns, some of the best coastlines, some of the best pizza in the country is right here in Connecticut. Yeah. That was pretty unenthusiastic. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, 20% of you were like, yeah, and the rest of you were like, he's right, but we hate ourselves, so no. How about no? I will say the one thing that Connecticut has worse than anywhere else, and I'm right, gas stations. Have any of you been below New York? You go to a gas station below New York, you can get fried chicken, subs, burgers, all made to order, all 24/7. And at a Connecticut gas station, you can get stabbed. So there's that, you know. Actually, it's interesting. Both me and my wife, we moved to Connecticut for our day jobs. And for our day jobs, we both work in the sports industry. Like my wife, she works for ESPN up in Bristol. That's pretty cool, right? Give it up for women in sports. Come on. And I work for Dick's Sporting Goods. Give it up. Come on. It's not too bad working for Dick's. The corporate speaks a little much. Like the other day, I went over to the manager. I'm like, hey, this customer. And he stops and he goes, hey, in here, we call everyone an athlete. I'm like, right. Well, that athlete's mobility scooter died in footwear. It's going to take 7 people to move that athlete. They show us training videos at Dick's, which is weird, because the training videos are clearly meant for a better job. Like the training video will come on, a guy will come on screen, he's like, Tom and Lisa just closed a big account. But you know Mark is taking all the credit. What do you do in this situation? No one at Dick's is closing a big account. What the video should be is that same guy comes on screen, he's like, Tom and Lisa are smoking weed on a ladder. But you need to stock the top shelf. What do you do in this situation? I chose C, join in. Me and my wife, we moved up here. I love my wife. She's a fantastic person. Actually, interesting thing about my wife, she's a twin. And over the holidays, I went to her parents' house, and I saw what I thought was my wife standing in the living room alone. So I decided to be romantic, you know? Went up behind her, put my hands on her hips, gave her a little kiss on the neck. Wasn't her, yeah. It's not my fault, though. Her dad has a really soft neck. Her dad hates that joke. It is interesting, though. We've been married about a year, and I've learned a lot, you know what I mean? I've learned a lot about being married. Like, you have to pick your battles, you know? Like, my wife, recently we got into an argument because she got a thing called Forever Bracelet, permanent jewelry. Does anyone know what this is? Yeah, for those of you that don't, allow me to explain. What it is, it's a bracelet that they tighten to your wrist, then they solder it together so you can never take it off. When she told me she got that, I was like, that seems kind of dumb, bit dangerous, bit of waste of money. But then I thought about it. Like, 3 of my friends have Forever bracelets. I mean, it took them 2 DUIs to get them, but they have Forever bracelets, you know? I don't know. It is interesting, though. Me and my wife, we want to add a little more responsibility in our lives, you know? So we decided we want to get a dog. But we're having disagreements what kind of dog we want to get. Like, I grew up with small dogs. I like something I can hold, I can cuddle. But she grew up with a big dog. And her argument was like, well, Avery, we can use a big dog for protection. A big dog would be great for protection. So we compromised. We got a medium-sized dog, and we gave him a gun, so. Yeah, we got a poodle and a Glock. Anyway, it is interesting, though. That's a dumb joke. I know it's a dumb joke. I'm a dumb guy. I don't know if you guys have figured that out. And it's interesting, in my family, there's a trend. We get bigger and dumber as we get younger. Like my oldest brother, he's 5'5", and he's a doctor. It's a good job, good height. My middle brother, he's 6 foot, and he's a chiropractor. You know, that's nice. I'm 6'3", and I limped out of high school with a D average. My parents said they wanted 5 kids. Thank God they stopped with me, you know? Could you imagine that 5th son and be like, this is our 5th son, Thud Quinn. He's 7 foot, he can lift a semi-truck, but if you ask him to read, he'll get mad. I love my family. They're fantastic people. It is interesting. Like, they're only backwards on a couple of things, and one of them's tattoos. Like, my grandparents, they told me in their generation, you get a tattoo if you're a firefighter, you were a sailor, or you were in the military. In my generation, we get a tattoo if we have a free afternoon, you know? I like watching those 2 generations meet, though. Just an older guy's like, see this tattoo right here? Marines, Vietnam, 64 to 68. And then my generation's like, oh, yeah? Marching band, Northwest High, 2012 to 2015. Woodwinds. My mom hates tattoos, though, man. She hates tattoos. And she always told me if I ever got a tattoo, she would drag me into a doctor's office and demand they laser remove it on the spot. That's why I want to get a tattoo that says, my mom supports St. Jude's Children's Hospital. You guys ready for a great show tonight? Come on. Your featured comedian tonight, he's a very funny person. He is on Sirius XM. Please give it up for Chris Scopo, everybody!